These are 10 of the most ridiculous water bottles I've seen on the market today. The water bottle industry is incredibly competitive, which leads to many brands looking for sometimes ridiculous ways to set themselves apart. But as with any new innovation, sometimes you get an iPod, but other times you get a Google Glass. So with each bottle in this video, I'll rate them as ridiculously cool, ridiculously bad, or somewhere in between. And don't worry, because there's something for everyone on this list, whether you want to be impressed or get a laugh, and whether you want something for a child, a significant other, or just something new for yourself. This is Bottle Pro, and I promote health through hydration by testing a lot of bottles so you don't have to. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Let's start at number 10 with one bottle you may have heard of recently, Owala. They've really made a name for themselves within the last year or two, and a big reason is because of the free sip lid, which is a combination straw and chug spout. But the real eye catcher is the colors, which are straight up ridiculous. It's like walking into a paint store, they ask what color you want and you say yes. But it's clear this is something that a lot of people love, and you've even seen that influence spreading to other brands like Stanley and Hidrate, who in the past have had more traditional color options. Now, Owala does have an all-black option I'd prefer, and I can recognize that other people love the funky colors, and I can also appreciate the lid design. From a functionality standpoint, it's honestly my favorite straw lid right now. So for those reasons, I'm calling Owala ridiculously cool. At number 9 is FlasKap. It looks like your regular 32-ounce bottle, but in reality, it's a 26-ounce bottle with a separate 6-ounce one inside. The lid lets you choose whether you drink from the main bottle, the smaller one, or mix both together. It's pretty clear what the intended use case is, so if you're out enjoying golf, a tailgate, or the beach, and you want to be a little more discreet about your beverage choices, this is a pretty cool option, so I'm going to go with ridiculously cool on this one. Also, I have links to each of these in the description. Big thanks if you use one to purchase because it really helps us out and it doesn't cost you any extra. At number 8 is Litflask. It has a built-in but detachable Bluetooth speaker, so it's one to consider if you're a big fan of music. Apparently, it can also connect to other light flasks, so you could theoretically make your own little surround sound concert. It even has a microphone so you can call someone, and if you told me 10 years ago you could call someone through your bottle, I'd have called you crazy. The speakers are kind of cool, but the calling option seems unnecessary, so for me, this one's just ridiculously okay. At number 7 is Air Up. Most times when you add flavor to water, you either add fruit or some kind of sweetener like how Circle's flavor pods work. Air Up is different. They also have pods that go in the lid, but instead of releasing artificial sweeteners that you taste, they release a scent when water passes through the pod whenever you take a sip. There's a very clear scientific link in your brain between what you smell and what you taste. And it's the same reason why you don't taste anything if you pinch your nose when you're eating. So while this bottle doesn't use technology in the traditional sense, I'm including it here because of the cool science behind how it works. But at the same time, I've seen a lot of reviews about how it's not the best drinking experience. So with a combination of okay reviews but a really cool concept, I'll settle for ridiculously okay. Number 6 is Hydrate Spark Pro, and if you're a fan of data and tracking progress, this is a good option because it's basically a hydration coach. It connects to an app on your phone and it has a built-in sensor that knows when you take a sip. This lets you more easily track your fluid intake throughout the day, and there are a whole bunch of LED lights that flash on and off with reminders whenever you haven't taken a drink for a while. I'm certainly a fan of improving hydration habits, but I'm personally not so sure about hooking my bottle up to a tracking app, so for me, this is just ridiculously okay. Number 5 is one I've shown before, and that's LARQ. The thing this bottle has going for it is it has a built-in UV light in the lid, and you can easily charge and use the UV light to quickly sanitize your bottle from bacteria and viruses. This bottle really made a splash in 2021 when it was on Shark Tank and received the highest valuation of any company up to that point. It's worth noting that it doesn't have a filter and it just helps against things like viruses and bacteria, but with so many questions about water quality nowadays, sometimes having that extra peace of mind is worth the investment, so for me this qualifies as ridiculously cool. This also leads into number 4, Vitaloop. I've talked quite a bit before about filters, including LifeStraw's accessory, Brita's straw bottle, and Grail's French press style filter bottle. But they're all a little tricky to use, either because they require quite a bit of suction to pull water through the straw, or they take a lot of force to press the water through the filter, like with Grail. Vitaloop has a pretty intriguing design that seems to solve these issues because it has a built-in filter pump system. Just press a button and the pump moves water through the filter to clean it. Now, I'm going to be testing this bottle out in person in 2025, so this is more of an introduction, but I love the concept. So for me, this is definitely ridiculously cool as long as it works as well as advertised. Number 3 on the list is Vejo. The thing this bottle has is a built-in blender, which lets you press a button to easily stir up your favorite protein powder mix much better than a traditional shaker bottle would. But you can also use it for things like juices or really any other drink that needs mixing. So whether you're looking for a healthy juice cleanse or a boat drink, this could be a good option to consider, so I'm going to go with ridiculously cool for this niche. At number 2 is the Echo Go Plus hydrogen bottle. With this one, you push a button and then the bottle generates hydrogen gas. Now, allegedly, water with hydrogen gas in it has a range of health benefits. This is a tricky topic though, because it's really hard to know whether or not this is a real benefit. It's probably not unsafe to use, but does hydrogen water really have all these benefits? I'm not so sure. It does look pretty cool, especially if you're a fan of bubbles. But given what I know right now, I'm going to go with ridiculously bad, mainly because what I've seen about hydrogen water looks very scammy. But having said that, I am planning to do a deeper dive into this subject next year on my new series about hydration facts and myths, so I'll update this later if hydration water looks legit. And number 1 is this bottle by this company, which I think you pronounce Fracsco. I stumbled across them while researching for this video, and it's kind of wild. It seems like a souped up version of the Hydrate Spark Pro in that it lets you track your hydration habits, but it also tells you the time, weather, water temperature, water level, and apparently can even let you track your BMI. It sports a really unique designer kind of look that some people will love, but I think a lot of people won't. Either way though, you will definitely stand out. And the price tag stands out too, because this bottle is on sale for $240. Now, the real reason why I have this at number 1 is what's in the lid. LiDAR is a term that stands for light detection and ranging, and it's kind of like using light in the same way that sound is used for sonar. You might have seen it mentioned a few months ago when there was some news about LiDAR surveys being used to find hidden Mayan ruins. Well, this bottle uses LiDAR. The lid emits a light into your bottle, and by measuring the reflection time, it can detect and record the water level on the app. To me, that kind of information and level of technology in a bottle just seems like a huge stretch and is not necessary. Now, I'm all for having cool water bottles and having new innovations, but for me, this one just went way over the top, and for that reason, it qualifies as ridiculously bad. But hey, if you've been craving a water bottle with a built-in LiDAR sensor, this could be your new best friend. Let me know of any other ridiculously cool or ridiculously bad bottles out there, because I'm thinking of turning this into a series. Thanks again, and happy hydrating.